Right, okay guys, welcome to another 8-bit face-off Kerfuffle. This week I'm taking a look at classic platformer Chuckie Egg, released in 1983 I think it was, by A&F Software. Now this game was released on virtually every 8-bit platform, so I've tried to include everyone that I possibly can. So to kick things off, this is the Dragon Ferry 2. Now this was a bit of a sod to actually get working. Normally emulators you can drag a tape image across and it just works, but not so with this one. I had to Google to find out how to load a tape. I've got to say, I've not, despite owning a Dragon 32 machine, I've never actually used it. I don't have any means to load games, so it's unfortunately sitting in the loft. So I've really not played many Dragon 32 games. You can see there's a, I mean, graphics are not bad, nice and clear. There's a slight kind of glitching going on there on the very odd occasion. Now I'm obviously playing this under emulation, so I don't know whether it's the emulator, probably not, because I find most emulators are pretty good. But yeah, there's slight kind of screen tearing with a little, is it Henhouse Harry, I think the guy was called? I've got to admit, I never ever played this game back in the day. I always thought it just looked rubbish, so I never played it. So that is a really good version. That is the BBC, that is the Dragon 32. Right, this one is the BBC. Now, this one is generally regarded as the finest version out there. I can hear the Spectrum owners screaming with outrage, but I've been told that this is the one to go to. If you want to fix a Chuckie Egg, this is the one to go to. The colours on the BBC are always very, very vivid and bright. I mean, quite similar to the Spectrum actually, whereas obviously the Commodore 64 is quite dull colours, but they're very, very vibrant looking in this. Now, most of these games, apart from the C64 one, I think, all require keys. You know, you don't use joysticks. Apparently, keys is the way to play it. But being a C64 owner, I didn't get to, you know, because I had a built-in joystick, well, two built-in joystick ports, I very, very rarely used keys for games. But fortunately, there's a lovely little device called Joy2 Key, I think it's called actually, and it allows you to basically map any key to a joystick. So that's what I did for the purpose of this video. But yeah, this is lovely. It looks very BBC-like, but it's, I don't know, it plays beautifully. Now I think, am I right in thinking that once you've got to collect the eggs to move on to the next level, because I noticed the wee birds, they'll peck away at the birdseed and eat the birdseed. I don't know what the birdseed does. That just gives you extra points, I think. And I'm guessing the birds obviously will go to sort of, you know, navigate towards the birdseed. But yeah, I played it a couple of times, a handful of times at the very, very most on the Commodore 64, and I just thought, yeah, look at it, it's shit graphics. But not realising that it is actually a really good game. So that was the BBC one. Next up is the Amstrad. Again, very similar to the previous versions we've looked at. I love the little sprites of the birds, they're quite cute looking. Are they supposed to be are they ducks, or are they kind of ostriches or something? I mean, you look at you look at the animation, there is, well, there is, I'm going to say literally two, there is 2 frames of animation. One with the legs apart and the beak open, and the other one with the legs together and the beak closed. I mean, but you know what, it portrays the birds walking perfectly. You know, it's not all about frames per second and, you know, all this smooth animation. This game is all about the playability. The little birdseed in this version looks like snooker balls. I'm saying that because I was actually playing snooker for the very first time on Monday. First time in about, I'd probably say about 20 years, and I was absolutely pants. I did get a break of 15 points, which I was delighted about. That was 4. I got a red, pink, red, black. Yeah, they look like snooker balls, don't you think? I think we would be hard pushed to see a bad version of this game. I mean, it's very, very simplistic, but that is what makes the game such fun to play. Now apparently, and I can't, but I'm talking from because people tell me that bird in the cage does eventually get released and chase you. So that is the Amstrad one. That is really, really nice as well. Next up is the MSX. It's got that MSX looked at the blue colour. I don't think any other computer does that blue. In fact, all the colours on this look very MSX. Also look quite similar to the ColecoVision. You've got to love games like this, you know. This is anybody that has been reared on the PlayStation 4 or even the PlayStation would look at this and just laugh and think that is absolute bullshit. It's bollocks, but you know what? They just simply don't make games like this anymore. I mean, these games are awesome. What makes this even more playable is you can't die by falling. Well, I don't think you can anyway. I've not managed to do it. The only way you lose a life is when is there a bonus? Is there a time level? Yeah, there is a time level, but I think you have to be pretty awful to run out of time. Yeah, I think the only way you can actually die in this game is if the birds actually get you and you're subsequently pecked to death. So one more egg to pick up. But most platform games you die if you fall from a height, which always makes it more difficult, but I think that's what makes this supremely playable. Yeah, as I was saying, I think that bird, Mother Goose, that's currently penned up in the cage at the top left of the screen, I think is there 8 levels? I mean, there's something like only 8 levels in it. I think after you get to the nearly 8th level, I believe she starts to fly about randomly. Oh, I like the way if you go to the left of the bird in the cage, it actually turns around to look at you. That's quite clever. Yeah, if you look at the animation in this game, it's ladders, platforms, 2 frames animation, but it's an excellent game. So yeah, MSX one. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. Right, next one, Spectrum. This is the one that, well, obviously most Spectrum fans would say is the definitive version. Now, one thing I do like about this version is the little squidgy, squelchy sound effect that the Spectrum was excellent at doing. It could only be a Spectrum. There's just something really appealing about the Spectrum sound effects. I mean, my mate Dave, who's got his own YouTube channel, Retro Gaming Memories, he was talking about the Spectrum sound, saying how he loves it as well. I think it's quintessentially Spectrum. It couldn't be done. Well, it might. I dare say Martin Galway could probably get that sound effect out of the Spectrum, out of the Commodore 64, but it was because it was a little beeper. You know, there was no hardware as such for the sound. Now, you might notice that the jumpings, it appears I can only jump from left to right, and that was just because of the way. Yeah, when I try and run to the left and jump, it makes me jump to the right, and that's just because of the way I've got this joystick thing configured. It's not that the game is broken. Oh, I managed to jump there. I don't know what's going on. But it's because I'm using that Joy 2 key application thing. I think with a wee bit of practice, you could probably last quite a long time in this game. So that's the Spectrum one. Right, second from last, this is the Atari 800. Again, it was released by excuse me, ENF Software. Looks got a different title screen. Ah. Right, this is what Chuckie Egg would have looked like had it been released from the United States. It just looks like an American game on the Atari 800. So yeah, graphically wise, this has got the most impressive Is that the right phrase? It's got, you know, the graphics do look the nicest. Right, what game does that jumping sound effect remind me of? Is it Miner 2049er? Possibly? Also Henry Harry, what's his name? Henhouse Harry looks more detailed than he does in other versions. Does it make it a better game? Not at all, but you know what, the important thing is this one retains the playability of every other version, and that is what is important. Now look at that poor duck confined to that little cage. It's hardly got any room to move. So the quicker she's released, the better. You'll see the nice colour graduation at the top. That's something that only the Atari could do with its lovely palette of colours. Get the eggs, and then go up here. I'll go along this way. I'm probably right in saying that the further, you know, further on you get in the game, there's going to be more birds chase you. I mean, the thing that makes this so playable is it's played at a nice, gentle pace, certainly in the early levels, which makes it fun to play. So, anyway, that's Atari 800 one. That's really, really nice as well. And the last one is the Commodore 64. This was the one, you can see their joystick. This was the version I did play back in the day. Didn't play it much. Like I said, I took one look at it and I thought, well, do I play this or do I play Drop Zone or Exploding Fist? And it was going to be a no-brainer, but I didn't realise then that this game is such a nice game. And what's interesting is this seems to have... it sounds like a Spectrum version. I mean, even in the Commodore 64 here, you'll see there the sprites are all single colour. At least in this one, the little mother duck's got a bigger cage. Either that or the mother duck's been shrunk, because it's certainly got more room to move. Come on, you've got to be absolutely pixel perfect to get off the ladder. Or to get up and down it. Yeah, the wee guy here looks like, he does remind me very much of a Miner 2049er. I would imagine that the guy that wrote this probably had played that game, because it's Miner 2049er. That, and is it Jumpman, I think it was, are generally regarded as the sort of the kind of godfathers of the platforms. I mean, people automatically think Manic Miner, but Matthew Smith did admit that Miner 2049er was a game that inspired him to write Manic Miner. So I've got three little birds, pink, pink, purple and green. I didn't even know the Commodore 64 could do that kind of orangey colour, or pink colour, whatever it is. It's orange actually, it's orange, purple and green I should say. Yeah, I mean there was a plethora of these kind of games in the very, very early days, and you know, it was never that easy sorting out all the wheat from the chaff. You know, for every good game there was probably 10 absolutely diabolical games, but you know, this game is a perfect example of gameplay over graphics. So anyway, yeah, Dragon 32, really nice. In fact, you know, I'm not even going to talk about every single version. They're all really, really, really nice. All infinitely playable. There's not a bad version among them. The BBC is generally regarded as the nicest, and that is probably my second favourite. The one I like the best is the Spectrum, purely and simply for the sound effects. So anyway guys, that is Chuckie Egg. As usual, thank you very much for watching.